What to own when the dollar collapses. This is something that's on many people's minds these days, as rampant inflation is destroying the purchasing power of Americans' money, seemingly daily. So how do you save yourself should the dollar indeed collapse? Well, I'm going to give you a list of stuff that you probably want to own in the event that it does. You ready? Let's go. So since its original rise to prominence in 1971, analysts have been warning of the dollar's impending doom, as many economists tend to think that nothing could ever dislodge the dollar from its preeminent status as the world's currency. More, however, are starting to think that view is overblown and ultimately will be challenged. So the dollar could collapse. And by the time we're done here, you'll know what you should own if it does. Real estate. That's one of those things, by the way. And if you're still looking to get that first deal under your belt, I put together a free training just for you to help you get that first one done. And using my funds to do it to boot. And you can get it at mattsfreetraining.com. So the US dollar price isn't just some nebulous concept that only concerns economists. It actually has a big effect on our everyday life. And anytime the dollar price weakens or strengthens, your paycheck, the price of food and gasoline, interest rates on loans, and investments, they're all affected. And most economic experts cite a negligible chance of the dollar collapsing in our lifetime. But what if it does? What should you own so that you don't end up with a bunch of useless paper? Well, I've got a list of 10 things to consider owning. The first one, gold, silver, and other precious metals. You know, precious metals like gold and silver have been used as a form of currency and store of value for centuries. And in times of economic or political turmoil, precious metals are often seen as a safe haven asset. In this idea, however, it's being challenged more and more as symptoms of market manipulation are starting to show. The second thing is foreign currency. And four of the top ones would be the Japanese yen. It's been one of the strongest currencies over the past few years as Japan continues to recover from its debt crisis. The euro is also often seen as a safe bet. This is because the Eurozone has been relatively stable compared to other parts of the world. And then there's the Swiss franc. That's also been, one of the strongest performers over the past few years, thanks largely to Switzerland's status as a stable economy during uncertain times of market turbulence. And then there's the Chinese yuan, as it's been steadily on the rise in recent years. Number 3, foreign stocks. Investing in foreign stocks could be a very wise move. After all, if the value of the dollar plummets, then the value of foreign stocks are likely to go up since they will be priced in stronger currencies. Number 4, foreign bonds. When it comes to protecting your portfolio from a potential dollar collapse, there's an option to invest in foreign bonds because they can offer stability and diversification, as well as the potential for higher returns. Number 5, Bitcoin and other cryptocurrency. You see, while gold, land, and various commodities propose a physical form of investment, you can diversify your assets by investing in Bitcoin and other cryptocurrency. Mainstream adoption, it's growing by the day despite crypto's massive volatility, but some of the smartest people in the world are predicting cryptocurrencies to be the future of currency. It makes sense to own some. And if you're ready for the rest of the list, let me know by clicking the like button. And if you'd like to stay up to date on the multitude of ways of making money in real estate, make sure that you're subscribed to the channel, as that's what I do here each and every week, among other things, as today is an example of something different. Number 6, collectibles. Those can hold their intrinsic value even when the local currency loses its own value. Gold and silver coins, jewelry, artwork, classic cars, and firearms are recognized to be solid collectible hedges against a collapsed dollar. Number 7, income-producing real estate. It's one of the bigger go-to options that can shield you against the devaluation of the US dollar. And here's why. It's physical, it has utility, and people need it. And it will never be worth zero. So if the value of the dollar completely collapses, people will still need shelter, and they will pay you for the use of yours with whatever currency takes the dollar's place. And number 8, land and agricultural commodities. When the dollar collapses, land and agricultural commodities will be some of the best investments that you can make. Very much like real estate. People need this stuff. Number 9, off-the-grid living solutions. A major economic collapse it might require more than just investing in precious metals and foreign currencies. There is a good chance you will need to live off the grid, away from your country's control and infrastructures, like, growing your own food and sourcing water and alternative energy like solar-powered appliances and tools. And if it comes to that, you will want to own number 10, bartering items. So when the dollar collapses, barter items will become increasingly important. A friend of mine, an admitted and proud doomsdayer, is stockpiling bourbon and bullets. He thinks they'll be as good as money if the country's dollar collapsed. Really anything that would fulfill basic human needs would be great ideas, great things to store. Like matches, or fishing line and hooks, or first aid materials and blankets, and perhaps a good stockpile of MREs, meals ready to eat. This is what they fed us in the Marine Corps when we were in the field, and they'll store for 3 to 5 years, even longer if you can maintain storage of 75 degrees or less. But there's a lot to consider is what I'm trying to get at. Some of these suggestions represent more dire conditions than others, but first and foremost, don't lose sight that diversification is key. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, so to speak. Invest in a variety of assets that will hold their value should the dollar collapse. Another important thing to remember is that timing is everything. If you wait until after the dollar has already collapsed, it will be too late to invest or accumulate these things. So you need to get ahead of the curve and start investing now. The sooner you do, the better position you'll be in when, or if, the bottom falls out from under the dollar. And with all that said, don't panic. It's easy to let fear take over when thinking about such a potentially catastrophic event as a currency collapse. And as I began with, most economic experts see a dollar collapse highly unlikely in our lifetimes. But it's possible. If nothing else, income-producing real estate will put you in a good position should all hell break loose. And if you'd like some help, I've got some free information to help you get started. Go to cashflowsavvy.com, grab the free investor packet there, and if it makes sense, pick a time to hop on the phone to discuss the next best move for you. Take care. Thanks for watching. See you next time.